Welcome back. This is session 5 on this course on healing from grief and loss. I'm Dr. Traci. In the last session, we reviewed the most common stages of grief, and in this session, we'll explore our spiritual beliefs about death. Having spiritual or religious beliefs can help tremendously through the grieving process. However, some people find themselves either not trusting their beliefs or abandoning them completely. The reality is, beliefs can't be true beliefs until they're tested, until we're faced with a situation that will challenge those beliefs. Let me give you some examples of what I mean. You can say you believe that family is your number one priority, but what happens when you need to choose between a raise or promotion at work that will take you away from your family? You can say you don't believe in divorce, but what happens when you find yourself in a toxic marriage? You can say you believe that our loved ones live on in spirit and stay close to us, but what happens when they die? Now, we can certainly grieve the loss of them, not being here with us in physical form, and we will. But ultimately, we need to tap into our belief system and challenge ourselves. Now, I know we all have different beliefs, and I want to respect that. So I'll be sharing some of my own beliefs to use as examples, but please explore your own beliefs about death. I recommend writing them down. Here are some examples of my beliefs. However, again, I'm not here to convince anyone of what I believe. I'm just using these as examples. I believe in God. I believe that God is the only one who can give and take life. I believe our death, both the timing and circumstances, are predetermined. I believe in reincarnation. I believe that our spirit is sent to earth to learn certain lessons for our soul to evolve. I believe that our loved ones who have died remain with us spiritually. I believe we will see all of our loved ones again when it's our time to pass. I believe there is no actual death and that our soul is continually evolving. Like water. Water can neither be made nor destroyed. It just changes form. It goes from a liquid to a solid. It can evaporate, but it never disappears. This is how I believe our soul is. We have our physical form and our spirit form, but we never disappear. We never die. I believe that our soul is on a journey that far surpasses this lifetime, and one we're unable to even comprehend in our physical human form. I believe that in our spiritual form, it will all make sense. All of our answers will be revealed. The purpose of our suffering, why we experience certain challenges and successes in this life, how all the people in our life, both good and bad, played a role in our journey. Write or journal your beliefs about death. Challenge these beliefs. Apply them to the death of your loved one. Question yourself and your grieving process. Say, if I truly believe these things, then I truly have nothing to grieve. From a spiritual perspective, death is a part of life and part of our ultimate journey. If we don't die, we won't move on to the next phase in our soul's evolution. In the physical form, this could be like keeping a 40-year-old in a crib, feeding them, changing their diapers, and never allowing them to grow and learn and evolve. That sounds insane, right? Well, death is just the next evolution after we're done with life. So instead of grieving, we can actually be celebrating that the soul is able to move on. It's like a graduation of sorts. Funerals should be more like commencement ceremonies. I would assume that similar beliefs are the reason why funerals are slowly being replaced by celebration of life ceremonies. Now, I get that this is rather idealistic, and while in our human form, our human brain has difficulty accepting all of this, and we're still going to think of us, not them, because in our human form, we think of how things affect us. It's rather selfish, self-involved, and arrogant when you think of it this way. It's like finding out your loved one got a big promotion over you, and instead of being happy for them, you're just sad for yourself. Yes, we mourn the fact that we don't get to be with our loved one anymore in the physical form. That is totally valid. But at some point, we need to step outside of ourselves, see the big picture, and be grateful our souls aligned in this life. And being happy is probably a little too much and unrealistic, but we can find peace that our loved one accomplished their journey here and is able to move on to the next. If you're questioning things like, how could they have accomplished their journey when they died too young and didn't live a full life? Why did they have to suffer? They weren't supposed to die yet. It was an accident. If this didn't happen, they would still be alive. Or why would God allow this to happen? I wish I had the answers to these questions, but I don't. But I do have my beliefs. If these are truly my beliefs, then there are no questions needing to be answered, because all of it happened as it should. Have faith. And faith will bring you hope. And hope will bring you peace. Anytime your grief rises to the surface, acknowledge it, welcome it, validate it, and then refer back to your belief system. Repeat this process as often as you need to. Sometimes we may need to go through this process for the next few years, but it will eventually be less painful, and it should take you less time to reach that peace again. Let me add that this is part of the final stage of acceptance and hope. If we try to tell ourselves this during the beginning stages of grief, it probably won't have as much influence or power to bring us peace. In fact, if someone says they're in a better place, we'd probably want to punch them in the face. So remember, this is a process. Our spiritual beliefs are usually only helpful towards the end of the grieving process. This is the end of this session and the beginning of your therapy homework. I'd like you to write a letter to yourself that would be from your loved one who passed away. What do you think they would want you to know about how much you meant to them and what you brought to their life? This letter you may want to keep in a special place and reread it from time to time when you need a reminder that it's okay to live your life as they would have wanted you to. Good luck, and I'll see you at the next session.